Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
I want to start with a statement, then I want to unpack it for a moment. The statement is, I can't produce peace if my heart's at war. I can't. I can't produce love when my heart's filled with hate. I'm speaking for myself. If anybody in here relates to that, that's awesome. I've had war in my heart and I've had hate in my heart. And I'm going to talk about two stories, one of which is personal, about how we can move in peace, not just say it, and then the second we see something we don't like on the internet, start talking about people's mamas, or start trying to rip them apart, or look at the world in the sense of, if you weren't here, this would be a good place. If I got rid of you and people like you, even if my cause is good, that's war. Even if it never enters into a gun, even if it never enters into a physical conflict, my heart is at war. I wish you didn't exist. That's not peace. So the first story I want to tell you about is amazing to me. There was a guy back in the 50s and 60s. He hated unions. He was trying to break them all up, and the unions despised him. He was into McCarthyism. If you looked red, if you looked pink, if you looked anything other than, you were brought into a courtroom, they brought you in, you didn't have to face your accuser, and they tried to destroy you. That man was Robert F. Kennedy. And what happened to Robert F. Kennedy, Martin Luther King was meeting with Harry Belafonte, and he said, I need you to meet with him. And Harry Belafonte said, you're crazy, you're trying to get me locked up or dug in a ditch. And he said, I need you to look at that man, find his moral compass, and expose it to us. Expose it to who we are and to our plight. Because that is the purpose right now. I'm telling you. We need to bring this man into alignment with us. And for whatever reason, Martin Luther King Jr. had the belief that that was possible, that this man was redeemable. That this man that Harry Belafonte looked at with fear, that Harry Belafonte looked at and said, if these people weren't in the world, it'd be a good world. He had a belief that man could be redeemed. A couple years later, after talking to Harry Belafonte Jr., Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, and losing his own brother, there were people saying that the only white man in America that I trust is Robert F. Kennedy. He had a soul change. He had a mind change. The person that was the enemy became the greatest, most trusted friend. Do we look at people that way? Do we look at the person who is talking things that, trust me, razor blades on my spine, chalk on nail boards. I don't want to hear it. Nails on chalkboard, sorry. Is there something redeemable in you? Is there something that you don't see that I can help you see? Is there something you see that I don't understand? That I could bring you into fellowship, that I could bring you into table, that I could bring you away from war and into peace? Do I see you as redeemable? Because if we come to every interaction with that approach, we're not going to miss the one who is. And we're going to be operating from a place of peace and not a place of war and hatred in ourselves. But feeling really good about ourselves because we don't have a gun. We still hate people. I still hate people. I have to get hatred out of my heart. I still war with people. I still have to get war out of my heart. Second story I want to share, and this is very personal, and I apologize for the traumatic nature of it. My grandfather molested, abused, dominated 3 generations of my family, including my own. When I was 12 years old, I took all my father's money and a knife, and I went to kill him. The street lights went out, and my little 12-year-old self got scared. And my father found me and knocked all the cowboy right out of me. But I still hated him so bad that it was destroying me. I entered into an addiction. I entered into every self-destructive behavior you can possibly imagine. And then I got sober, and my sponsor said the first thing that I said, you're out of your mind. He said, I need you to pray for that man. I said, no, because that means he's right. That means he wins. That means it didn't happen. That's not what it means.
Not at all.
That means you don't want that poison in your heart no more.
That's right.
That doesn't mean you don't oppose. That doesn't mean you don't resist.
That's
That
right.
doesn't mean you don't report.
That's right.
Try to take the systems out. Try to take him out of play as someone who's destroying a society, a culture, a family. It does mean I will not give someone the power to make me hate them.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
There you go.
That's right.
I prayed for that man and removed the poison from myself. It didn't make anything he did go away, but it made me heal.
Yeah.
On his deathbed, I ministered to him. And I gotta tell you, he never would have been around my family. We would not have reconciled as far as I can see. But I didn't hate him enough to talk to the man while he was dying. I've still put people in prison for sexual abuse. I've still reported, I've still helped victims, I've still tried to change legislation and laws related to those things.
Yes.
But no one on God's green earth is going to make me destroy myself with hatred today.
There you
That's
go.
it.
There you
That's
go.
it.
Amen.
That's
Tell 'em,
it.
Rich.
That's
Tell
it.
'em.
That's it.
What I want to submit to you in closing is that if we remove from ourselves war and hatred,
Yes.
not only are we going to be greater lights, but those people that are on, as my brother said earlier, the us and them, all of a sudden there's going to be more we.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's going to be more people at this table, and we're
Yes.
going to start attracting people who are tired of the us them mentality and the simplistic answers that this society is offering.
Yes.
Thank you all very much.
There you go, Rich.